What is good, everybody? This is Charles from Team COG, and today we're coming at you guys with some updated combo tutorials featuring some support from Phantom Nightmare, featuring Snake Eyes Popular and the Promethean Princess and stuff like that. And I gotta give a huge shout out to my man Xander on Discord. He actually showed me a lot of combos and a lot of lists that utilize Snake Eyes, and I was able to take that and minimize it because I'm not about to spend 300 bucks on the Snake Eyes Wanted package. Even though I'm not like a huge fan of the Wanted, I don't know what it is. I think that for me personally, the Wanted stuff reminds me of Zodiac. And it was like every deck was just a worse version of Zodiac, whatever the best version of Zodiac was. So it just kind of rubs me kind of the wrong way. However, I cannot lie to you that Snake Eyes Popular and the spell card, the original Sins, which is essentially, I had to look at it through a different perspective. Someone told me if 1 for 1 was at more than just 1, would you play it? And I was like, well, kinda, yeah. If you think about it, 1 for 1 just gets you Ricardetto, which allows you to combo and play through a lot of crazy hands. And it actually would allow you to play through like some of like your worst hands, like if you open like 1 for 1 or something, plus like one of your bad level 4s, such as Malgus, Turpin, etc. And that's essentially what this original Sinful Spoiled Snake Eyes is it's another form of a 1 for 1. And it allows you to play and combo like pretty easily. It allows you to extend through. I sat down and I tested it intricately compared to like other versions of the deck, like the Revolution Synchron and stuff like that. So I decided to sit down and test with it. And most of the times, man, like Imperm is this deck's main because most of your negations that you can put up before you make Angelica is monster effect negation, right? So this card just allows you to play through Imperm, which is really interesting. So without further ado, guys, we're just going to quickly jump into the combo tutorial. I have a bunch of combos here to show you today. Mostly for the most case, we'll do like 2 to 3 combos. And we'll showcase you a 1-card combo, 2-card combo, and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into it. All right, guys, so here's the 1-card combo. It's Battle Boxer Uppercutter. This card is literally, probably in my opinion, the best 1-card combo the deck has, and it's just phenomenal. You can normal summon this card and do a plethora of sequencings and plethoras of lines, but I'm just going to showcase you this really cool line that kind of forces the opponent to nib you, and if they don't have a nib, and then I'll also showcase you guys at the single point into which you beat nib. You can also go a different route, but you just lose the nib. However, it's kind of like one of those things where like they would nib you regardless. But anyway, without further ado, you start by normal summoning your Uppercutter effect to go ahead and grab you your Battle Boxer Spar, which Spar is going to stop you from having a battle phase, which I highly recommend when you go into post side, that you take out Spar and you put in like something like Fenrir and a Rise Heart, because those cards just do quite a bit. You special summon out the Battle Boxer Spar, and then we go ahead and overlay over here for our Battle Boxer Dempsey. Now there is definitely a different way that you can do this. You could go into the Infernal Flame Banshee, which is another option, but this right here is going to give us more bang for a buck. We're going to go ahead and activate the effect on summon to go ahead and grab ourselves Infernoble Knight Renault. You then can detach here. Make sure you detach Spar, and then we go ahead and you special summon out the Renaud, adding back the Spar. We then special summon out Spar, and then we synchro here. For what you're going to think is the normal combo sequence is you go for the Angelica, right? But no, we're actually going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go World Chalice, just the card right here. Her effect on summon is going to grab us a World Legacy card, which we're going to go ahead and grab Succession. And right here, you guys are going to probably be like, well, wait a minute, this is you haven't seen this before. And I used to always preach that, you know, like, just make Angelica, right? Just like, you're always going to want to make Angelica, but like, this right here just does so much, and it's thanks to Popular that we are allowed to, like, I actually justify playing this card. Now, you do have to play a brick in the form of the level 4 Vanilla Monster, which you'll see here shortly. But the way that I view it is like Popular and the level 4 brick kind of remind me of Coltwing and Despot. They were 2 cards, part of your combo sequence you never wanted to see, but it's okay if you see it. Like, you know, like you have combo lines to go through it. So anyway, we're just going to link here into our Hita, the Fire Charmer Ablaze right here. We're going to activate the effect of Ib to go ahead and summon from the deck, which we're going to go ahead and grab out our Beckoned. And Beckon's not too bad, to be honest with you. You still have like some ways to make Beckon work if you happen to hard open it. Like, there's definitely ways. I have found Beckon comes a lot more in handy. Like, if you hard open Beckon and then you combo normally and then you get nibbed, Beckon goes pretty hard that way. Just by being able to turn the nib token into Link Spider, special summon out the Beckon, and you're able to combo that way. Anyway, we're going to fire off the Succession. We're going to go ahead and target any of our level 4s. In fact, do take note, if you really wanted to, man, you could target Ib and go ahead and make Charles early, but there's no point in doing that. So we're going to go ahead and go here and overlay here for our Infernal Flame Banshee. We're going to go ahead and use the Infernal Flame Banshees. We're going to go ahead and detach the Battle Boxer Uppercutter here. It is very important that you detach Uppercutter because currently right now you have 2 level 4s in your graveyard, so if someone hits one with Crow or something like that, like you don't have a level 4 to bring back off a Ricardetto. And that's going to allow us to add our Popular from our deck to our hand. And if you guys know what Popular does, as soon as it's added, it's going to be able to come out as soon as I can find it here. I should have had this sorted. My bad, guys. I take full blame. There it is. So you go ahead and add the Popular, and then you special summon out Popular. Popular's effect, you go ahead and grab yourself the original Sinful Spoils. So right here you have a little bit of options to do. You can pretty much go up into Promethean Princess and then up into the amphibious stormship Ambula Whale. You have this option here. Or if you want to, but see, like right here, we're very deep in the nib country. So like if we even make the Ambula Whale and then we attempt to keep moving forward, if our opponent is smart and holds the nib, we just get punished because in the sequence we don't get to the ability to get to like a monster effect negate before it's too late. So this is one option you can do. I do recommend playing these two cards, Promethean Princess without a doubt, but you have to have a fire to go into Promethean Princess just because like she fire locks you. So in sequencings where like your opponent ashes you and Hida comes into play, I think you have to play the Ambula Whale, but I'll get a deck profile showcasing that. But instead, right here, you have the ability to just go ahead. If your opponent has no response, and even if they do have a response, you're still okay. You just go ahead and smack down here to a 3-material Apollousa, and then Effective Popular activates to go ahead and set this thing into the spell and trap zone. So there you go. The other route is really, I think I like the other route better because it's cooler. You know, you get access to Promethean Princess, you get to like pop stuff and do some crazy stuff that way. But this is definitely the safer way, just because like now, if your opponent held nib, your opponent was waiting for you to commit a little bit more. We haven't even truly, outside of summoning Renaud, we haven't even committed to any Infernoble lines, except for just using Renaud and going to the battle box or stuff. So anyway. Right here, you're going to go ahead and activate the Snake Eyes to go ahead and send the Popular. To go ahead and summon from the deck, you're going to summon out, you guessed it, Ricardetto. He is right here. We're going to summon out the Ricardetto. Ricardetto's effect on summon. We're going to go ahead and bring back any of your level 4s, which could be the Uppercutter or the Spar. It does not matter. We're going ahead and go here because it's right there. And then you go ahead and you Synchro into Angelica now. So we go ahead and make Angelica. Angelica's effect on summon to go ahead and grab us our Noble Armors Museum. And then you go and activate Noble Armors Museum. Pay 12 to go ahead and grab yourself Durandal. Durandal here will activate itself, excuse me, and then we'll go ahead and use Durandal's effect to go ahead and grab herself Roland. I still think that Roland's very important because like Angelica's Angel Ring is like it's such a powerful card that you just need access to it, especially when you're going into those later games and stuff like that, and more so because Super Poly is becoming more prominent in the format thanks to the Voiceless Voice. So being able to negate Super Poly is really handy because you just don't flat out lose to it. We go Roland effect, target Angelica. Angelica's effect, you're going to go ahead and send the Ogier. And then we go ahead and banish this and summon out our Roland. We'll go ahead and attach the Ogier to the Roland, and then we'll go ahead and use the Field Spells effect to move up the Roland to go ahead and send down Malgus. So the reason you do Malgus here is because no other card will give you any benefit. We're not going to have an extra body to be able to utilize to make the SP Little Knight. So right here, all you're doing is sending Malgus here just so that we can go ahead and shuffle back 3. So I shuffle back normally, Ricardetto, and the Spar right here. Shuffle these 3 back to go ahead and get a free draw. It does not matter what you draw. It's, you know, it could be a hand trap. This is all off of one card, so like you could really get. It doesn't really matter. You have 4 other cards in your hand, so we're just going to go ahead and draw 1 card. Doesn't matter what we draw. We'll just put it over here, and then we synchro here for Charles. Then, as you guys know, we'll go ahead and go here to attach, and then we synchro or synchro. Link Shogun into Charles the Great, attaching Charles from the graveyard. Now we move on to the end phase because there's not much more to do. We'll go ahead and we'll return Angelica here, and then we'll use the Roland's effect in the graveyard. This Roland, not this Roland, this Roland. I have so many people that comment saying that you can't actually use Roland's effect. Yes, you can, because we're using this Roland. Focus and pay attention, y'all. Anyway, we'll go ahead and use that Roland's effect to go ahead and grab us the Angelic's Angel Ring from our deck to our hand. And then once we grab at it, we go ahead and use Charles's effect to equip an equip spell from hand or graveyard to it. So we equipped Angel's Ring, and then we can equip a Fire Warrior. Something I forgot to do, which I will correct here in a second, is you want to go ahead and equip Malgus to the Charles as well, just because you want to be able to have a free send. So like now during the opponent's turn, what are they staring at? They're staring at 3-material Apollousa, which is 3 monster negates, and then a pop, a spell negate, and a spell and trap negate, along with the ability for us to draw another card. So the first time they activate something, you just go ahead and use Charles, sending Malgus, and then Malgus will shuffle back 3 fires, which of course you can shuffle back Ogier, and shuffle back these 3 to draw a card, and or you can shuffle back, it doesn't matter, just take 3 cards in your graveyard, shuffle them back, you get another draw, which doesn't matter what we get. So then you have totally of 6 cards in your hand, and your opponent's staring down this board. And if the opponent does bait Apollousa down to like 1 or 2 more like counters, and they try to go battle phase, you have Roland to be able to equip the Charles to pop it before they even go into the battle phase. So that is it for this combo sequence. I'm going to showcase you guys the 2-card combo utilizing Ogier now. All right, guys, so here's the 2-card combo. It's Ogier plus Durandal. And did you guys know that we already have multiple ways to get to Durandal with 3 Noble Armors Museum, 3 Heritage Childs. So normally this right here gets you to an anti-gear free combo. So you know, normal this, send gear free, use this grabber note, right? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to showcase you guys a little bit differently of just how to, just another combo. Like a lot of these combos have a lot of freeform to them and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, you just pick the sequence you enjoy and you just do it. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon the Ogier and use Ogier's effect to go ahead and send Turpin. Turpin will get sent to the graveyard, and we want to send Turpin because it's one of the only extenders we kind of really have in a way. You know, like you really think about it, like we don't have a lot of extenders that just freely come down. So anyway, we send out Turpin, we go and equip Durandal, and then we special summon out Turpin because we control a monster. We go and use Durandal's effect, destroying itself, to go ahead and add ourselves the Renault. And then we overlay for, not Valenvox or Dempsey, believe it or not, we overlay for the Infernal Flame Banshee. Now we use the Infernal Flame Banshee's effect, detaching the Turpin, to go ahead and add ourselves Popular. We add Popular, Popular's effect, we special summon itself, and then you get to add yourself the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes. So here we go ahead and link off here into Hida, because Hida's kind of become like the best link 2 the deck has. You can also do like IP and stuff like that, however, Hida is just, in my opinion, like really good to punish, like getting Ash Blossomed. So like as soon as like your opponent ashes you, you just punish him by making Hida, which is like the same theory with like all the other decks playing it. But effect of the Popular to go ahead and place itself as a continuous spell. And then you go ahead and fire off the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes. Sending this to go ahead and summon out your Ricciardetto. Ricciardetto's effect is going to go ahead and summon back out one of your 2 cards in the graveyard, whether it be Ogier or Turpin. Now you are Warrior locked here, which kind of stinks, but it's not the end of the world because we're going to be able to get an extra body in the form of Renault being able to touch down. So it's going to be kind of nice. You can like kind of manipulate and do whatever you really want to do here. So we're going to go ahead and synchro into Angelica. Angelica's effect to go ahead and grab us the field spell, and then we're going to activate the field spell. We'll go ahead and pay 12 to go ahead and grab ourselves Almas here. We'll then go ahead and activate the Turpin effect to go ahead and target here. To equip, then we'll chain her effect to go ahead and send. So right now, what we want to send is, you don't want to send Malgus here because like it's not going to really do us a lot getting that extra draw. Instead, you're going to want to go ahead and send the Gearfried here. And then this goes to Grave, this tags out into Roland. Then you want to go ahead and activate Ogier to attach, use the field spell's effect to move forward. And then we're going to go ahead and synchro into the Emperor Charles. You guys know the drill. We can go ahead and attach right here. We can attach Almas here to go ahead and link it off. To go ahead and go into Big Charles, and then Big Charles effect to attach, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, we'll go ahead and add back Ricciardetto here to go ahead and attach right here. And then we'll go ahead and special summon out Renaud. Renaud's going to go ahead and grab us the Gearfried, and then you can go and activate Gearfried's effect by banishing an equip spell, which we'll just go ahead and use Almas here to summon itself right here. Now, you do have a lot of multiple different ways you can do this. You can make Baron here if you want to, but to get the most interaction and the most forms of interaction is you just go ahead and turn these guys here into SP Little Knight. So then your end board is this right here, which is pretty cool. In phase, you know, this comes back. Then you're able to equip from the graveyard the Durandal, and then equip from the deck. If you wanted to do it now, you could equip the Malgus and then, like, you know, draw another card if you wanted to. It wouldn't be a bad thing to do. However, I hate Imperm just coming down. But however, like in the same argument, like Imperm being able to, like, if they can't target Charles, they're going to target something else, so you're going to be forced to use the Charles anyway. So with that same logic, it just kind of like, it's entirely up to you. I like to play a little bit more safely by equipping Oliver, but we'll just go ahead and equip Malgus, use Charles' effect to destroy the Malgus, and then use Malgus' effect to go ahead and shuffle back the Almas, this, and we'll just shuffle back Ogier. It doesn't really matter. You have 3 names in your graveyard and that are banished to go ahead and shuffle back, so it doesn't really matter. You just shuffle it up, you draw a card. It doesn't matter what we draw because it's not important to the combo sequence, but again, we'll just draw. So we're looking at 4 forms of disruption, a spell and trap negate with Charles, and a pop, a monster effect negation for Gearfried, and then an SP Little Knight to tag out. So 2 cards got us double the interaction. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Again, that line did not play around Nib, sadly. However, if you wanted to play around Nib, you just do the actual Ogier Durandal line and just get to Gearfried anyway. But regardless, it's still just another sequence, another like line you can just see. That's one of the things about this deck, is that there's so many different options and different lines that you can evenly do. I do want to go ahead and showcase you guys like a what-if scenario if you open Popular, because Popular, believe it or not, can get you to something, but it requires you to have like a 2 or 3 card combo. So anyway, let's just go ahead and showcase that real quick. So pretty much the sequence is, if you happen to open like something like this, plus like 2 other deck cards, like maybe 2 hand traps or like Call by the Great, etc., whatever it may be, Popular plus 2 equip spells, as long as one of them is Durandal, gets you to full combo in a way as well. And before everyone's like, well, that's too specific, it's really not. You play 3 Heritage of Chalice, 3 Museum, so like you play a total of 7 to 6 copies of these cards, so like you're always gonna have access to them. But anyway, this is a line to play through if you hard open Popular. So you go ahead and normal summon out the Popular effect to go ahead and grab us the original Sin. We're now Sinners. I fought it long enough, guys, but I gave into the Sins. And we go ahead and go here. You then go ahead and activate Durandal go ahead and use Durandal's effect to go ahead and grab us the Turpin, because like I said, Turpin is like one of the best special summonable cards like we have. And this is the reason why you need to have the additional equip spell because of this. So you go ahead and attach here, or equip there, special summon. And then if you happen to have any other level 4 in your hand, like hypothetically, we're not going to go too far. Let's say you double bricked and you open with both your things. You open Beckon plus this. By linking this off, you're going to be able to summon the Beckon from your hand, which allows you to do some crazy other things. And if you have an open Museum as one of your ways to get to one of these cards, you're like even in a better position because Turpin can attach and move forward before we even committed to making our first Angelica. So anyway, you go here, and since we special summon Turpin from the hand, it does not get banished. So we go ahead and make our Link 2 now, which is Hida. And then we go ahead and activate the effect of the Popular to place itself. And then right here, guys, we're just kind of off to the races. You go ahead and use the original Synchro Sin to send the Popular to go ahead and summon out Ricky Ardetto. And then, of course, we are Warrior locked as soon as we resolve Ricky Ardetto here to be able to summon itself. And then Ricky Ardetto bring back here. It's very like, how do I put this? It's going to be like very similar like what board we get to. So we're going to go ahead and synchro here for our Angelica. Angelica's effect, go ahead and grab us the field spell. We go ahead and grab ourselves Noble Arms Museum. Always with Angelica, we're always taking a trip. We go ahead and activate Museum to go ahead and grab ourselves this one right here, the Almus. And then we go ahead and use the effect of Turpin to attempt to attach itself. Chain her effect. We're going to go ahead and send ourselves the Ogier. This goes to grave. This banishes, and out comes here. We go ahead and attach ourselves the Ogier. We use the effect of Museum to move forward. We then use the effect here to go ahead and send Gearfried. Now, you could actually send Roland here, the main deck Roland, to get access to Angel Ring if you wanted to. You could send either one of these cards because like they would pretty much get you a different disruption. It really depends on the matchup. If you're going blind, I think going Gearfried's the best route because you cover more ground that way. But if you know you're playing against a spell and trap heavy deck like Runic or something like that, maybe you go for Roland to get access to Angel Ring. But we'll just send here, and then we go ahead and Synchro Summon into Charles. You go ahead and equip the Almus here, and then you go right here into our Emperor. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 2 to grab back the Mortal Phoenix. This will equip, and then we go and activate by banishing Almus or the Durandal or any of our other equip spells that we have access to. And there you go. So Popular plus like 2 equip spells as long as one of them is Durandal, or Popular plus like Museum plus equip spell, Popular plus Chalice plus Museum, Popular, just different, a 3-card iteration allows you to play through it. So it is something that just good knowledge to have, essentially. But anyway, guys, that is it for this combo sequence. I do plan to do some test hands and stuff like that to get out to you guys so you guys can see this deck in action. There are some pretty cool, interesting lines utilizing the IB. Like sometimes, like if you hard open the Sinful Spoils, which is why I believe you should play more than one copy of it. 2, remember the logic, guys. 3, you want to see it. 1, you don't want to see it. 2, you just kind of want to see it. So by playing just one of these allows you to hard open it. And there are many times where like I've gotten drolled, and I'll try to showcase that. I got drolled and I was able to still put up Charles plus Charles with full Angel Ring with SP Little Knight through droll just because of hard opening the Sinful Spoil. Just because like this card does float, which is extremely nice. Her being able to float out of level 4 helps you facilitate your needs to make Charles, helps facilitate your needs to make rank 4s, which is pretty cool. While also getting access to World Legacy Succession, which then is an extender, Searchable Monster Reborn for the deck. And we all know that Charles points down, so it just allows us to like do some crazy things later on too in combo sequencing, such as being able to make Emperor Charles, bring up Charles, synchro for Baron, then a Succession back to Charles, then equip it with something, and then make our second Charles, which is really cool. But anyway, guys, this is it for this combo sequence. Please remember to comment down below. Again, I am so sorry for the lack of content and stuff like that. Life just kind of has swooped up and took me away, so we're hoping to get back into the gist of it. So without further ado, you guys stay safe, stay healthy. This is Charles from Team COG, signing out.